Hey loves, welcome back to another YouTube video, Purposefully Becoming. I am your empowerment coach, Coach Nita, and I'm glad you guys tuned in for another episode. Of course, we're going to be really brief. I just want to kind of pop in the spirit of my whole evolution and the fact that I've actually been working on an ebook that I just finished. I am so excited about self perception. It's made me do a lot of reflection, self reflection, and introspection myself on certain things that have influenced me in the way that I've viewed myself as a person. So, peeling back those layers, I thought it was very important to share some of the things that I am doing in order to really get back to a better way of seeing myself. One of the things today, if you follow me on social media, and if you don't, you should get out there, subscribe to All Things Purposefully Becoming, follow all things. Today, I kind of put out a little video that was kind of a little bit of a teaser of what I had been thinking about. I had actually been thinking about the fact that so many of us define ourselves by how other people see us or how other people feel about us. And that saddens me a little bit because I think even myself, if I want to be honest, I have kind of done the same thing. You're kind of concerned about what people think and how people feel about the way you act and how you respond, and almost even measuring yourself by the standard that they set as opposed to measuring yourself by your own standard. And I wanted to share that because I wanted to make sure that we are clear that what people think about us, how people feel about us, what people say about us, none of that matters. Because the way that they feel about us and what they see when they look at us, it's all surface. If they don't know us, they have no idea who we are. So why would we be so willing to allow them to drive us? Why are we able to be easily manipulated by the way someone feels about us? See, I find a lot of freedom in caring less about what people say about me, how people feel about me, what they think about me. There's a sense of freedom in living in that way because you are actually only concerned about what makes you happy, what it is that you're doing. You're okay with the uniqueness that you possess. See, me, I understand who I am now. So when it comes to what people say, I don't feel validated by them. I feel validated by me because I set my own standard. And I think that's the way that we all need to be. We need to all be where we look at ourselves and we judge ourselves by ourselves. We judge ourselves and we mark our milestones and accomplishments by ourselves. Because only you are living your life. Only you are doing what you do. Only you can do what you do the way that you do because there's only one you. And so we definitely have to understand the importance of being our unique selves and being true to ourselves instead of feeling like we need to be marked and we need to move based on the perceptions of others. Because the perceptions that others have of us is so easy to take those things on and they begin to shape the perception that we have of ourselves. And if what they're thinking of you is not valid, if it's not real, if it's not factual information, you're starting to portray something that's not really who you are. And that thing is starting to come out of you and resonate in your life because you took on something that wasn't even for you. That wasn't even your thing. Don't own what other people say and think about you. Don't take ownership of that because that's their thing. So please, 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 let that stuff go. It is not important at all to be validated by the ideals of other people. Another thing I wanted to point out is that in order to do that, you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe strongly in who you are as a person at the core. And when you do that, you stand in that because that becomes your truth. You take ownership of what you stand in because that's what you believe about you. Because see, when you believe what you believe about you, what other people believe about you can't change your mind. It can't change your mind because you are secure in who you are. You are sure about who you are. And so they can't make adjustments to that. They don't have the power because you're not giving them the power. Take control, take your power back. Because a lot of us are operating in that spirit of allowing people to change our idea and perception of who we are, and we're not taking ownership and standing firm in who we are because we don't really know. And see, that's where the ebook comes in. I'm going to put the plug in. See, you have to do the work that it takes to truly get to know who you are. Truly understand what you think about yourself. Truly understand why you think those things about yourself that you do. Because once you can start to identify the fallacies that you've come up with because you're measuring yourself by things that you shouldn't own, that don't belong to you, you can start to get rid of a lot of that garbage and a lot of that baggage that you hold on to that's really changing your identity. You can get rid of all of that stuff. So make sure that when y'all finish watching this video, you go to purposefullybecoming.com and you subscribe to the mailing list, because then you can get a copy of this workbook that's going to allow you to walk through everything that you need to discard so you can rebuild your personal perception of yourself. Because see, it's 2018. And in 2018, we got to take back our identity and we got to operate in ourselves fully. So when you hear people out here talking about living their best life, you're going to really be living your best life because you are truly being true to yourself. You are honest with yourself and you've dropped all the baggage that has distorted your perception of yourself. So we're going to do that work. We're going to do that work together because I'm still doing the work. And every time I peel back layers, I'm loving myself more. And you want to get to that place where when somebody calls your name, if it's not you, you don't got to answer to it. You don't answer to it. You keep walking. That's the key. That's the key. So accepting your uniqueness, because that uniqueness is only you. No one can do you like you. Only you can do you the way that you do in the way that you do it. Only you can bring forth the things that you can bring forth in the way that you bring them forth, because only you have that fingerprint. Your fingerprint is unique, right? That's what they tell us. Not one person on this planet has your fingerprint. So if they take your fingerprint and they run it through the system, only you are going to pop up. And you got to look at yourself like that when you're doing self-evaluations, when you're making sure that the way that you feel about yourself is so strong and the foundation that you're building your perceptions on is so strong that no one can waver your perception of yourself. And that's a hard thing when you don't know who you are. So we'll get there together. We'll work through getting there together. Understand who you are so you can't be shaken or wavered by the ideas and thoughts of other people. And I wanted to also make the point that whenever you do make a change to yourself, make those changes for you. See, because when you change for you, you're changing because it's making you a better person. You're not changing for the idea of making someone else happy because they said something about you that got up under your skin or made you mad, or they said something to a bunch of people that you don't know, or maybe a bunch of people you do know and they giving you looks and they talking about you behind your back and whatever it is that they do, but that's them. Let them take ownership of that. You don't take ownership of that. So whenever you make adjustments to you, it's not for the people who are outside your situation looking in at you. It's for you because it's going to make you a better person. It's going to help you grow. It's going to help you be your best self. It's going to help you be an even better you, an even more dynamic, dope you. That's the changes that you need to make to yourself, not for the sake of anyone else. So any changes you make, that's another part of the key. Make the changes for you, for the betterment of you, for the growth of you, for the upkeep and maintenance of you while you loving all on yourself and growing as a person. That's key. Always remember that. We don't change for other people. We change for us because it makes us a better person. And that all goes back to setting your own standard, making sure you measure yourself by yourself. Like I said before, this is all about you. Self-love, self-care. That's key. That's my message right now. Self-love, self-care. Because I'm telling you and I'm telling myself. Because this is what's helping me continue to grow as a person and build. And I'm sharing all of those things. Because it's key that we all get to that place where we're so grounded in ourselves that when life shakes us up, because it does, life happens. But when it shake us up, we're so grounded in ourselves and we love ourselves so much that life can't knock us off kilter. We still going and we still know who we are. And we don't have no self-doubt that's going to stop us from continuing to walk in our purpose. Because we're going to see our purpose. We're going to be seeing and living in our purpose because our foundation is rebuilt and we so strong in ourselves that the only thing we want to do is live intentionally and purposefully. That's the key. That's what purposefully becoming is all about. Getting to that place where you are so empowered that no matter what life is giving you or doing to you, it don't shake you enough to stop you. It might shake you up, but you get what you can get from it and you keep pushing. That's what this is about. The internal work. The internal work to remove the blocks that stop you from doing what it is that you're supposed to be doing, from seeing yourself the way you're supposed to be seeing yourself, for allowing outside influences and people and things and situations and opportunities that you missed and all those things. Stop those things from holding you back. So if you got nothing out of this and you don't see anything that I'm saying, take away for sure that set your own standard, be unique in you, and love yourself enough to only make changes that are going to benefit you, that are going to build you up and make you a better person. Because the best that you are, that's the person that represents in the world. So no matter what people are saying, you still out here being you and you don't care. So take that information and hold on to it while we take this journey. Don't forget to get out there on the website and download, subscribe to the mailing list. The first 50 people who subscribe to the mailing list will get a PDF copy of the ebook, The Way We See Ourselves. There's some worksheets in there because there are some questions that I want you guys to answer about yourself. I want you to be introspective. I want you to look at yourself. I really want you to take a look at some of the things that you've experienced in life that have held you back from truly functioning and operating your life purposefully. Because we want to start there. We want to start internal. We want to do the internal work. Like I said, we want to pull the layers back and we want to get busy. We want to get to work. Because you got one life and we don't want to waste a lot of time sitting around sulking in the shoulda, coulda, woulda, maybes. Because all that stuff is behind us. And everything that is behind us, some of it might have been stuff that almost broke us, but guess what? If you get up every day, you're not broken. You still here. So that means there is still work to be done. So let's get focused on that. Go out there and subscribe to All Things Purposeful Becoming. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys next time.